What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Chris, aka The Capital Connect, and in today's video, I'm bringing you guys a Q&A session that I did with the Discord a couple weeks ago. It was open to everybody, and in this session, man, I answered a lot of questions that people had when it came to how I trade, different trading concepts. So it's packed with value, man, and I feel like why not just bring it to YouTube? So stay plugged in, man. This is gonna be a good one.
Do you when you enter a trade, are you always looking to break that low as your TP?
Yeah, I'm always looking to take out liquidity.
Okay, so there's never a time where you would consider doing like just one to threes or something, like, for an example, one to
Well,
threes. You know what I'm saying? Where like
yeah.
and maybe just taking pauses. I don't know, but like but by setting a certain risk reward ratio to possibly having a higher um chance of winning the trade.
So the only way I would do that is if number one, the recent high or the recent low is just like super far away. Like on NAS, a 50-point move isn't really crazy. But let's just say the recent high was, or the recent low on this particular trade was like 80 points away or something like that. Like I'm not gonna hold for 80 points. I'm not gonna lie. So at that point, I probably would just be like, okay, I'm going for a one to two.
I got you.
I'm going for a one to three. Or if I go to the trade I took on, let me move this up here. Let me move this up here. If I go to the trade I took on, y'all can still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
If I go to the trade I took yesterday, right? This particular trade, the recent low would have been, y'all can see my cursor?
Yeah.
All right, the recent low would have been right here. I ain't TPing right there, right? Because that's nothing, especially on that. So at this point in time, and this is on the 1 minute as well. So my TP wouldn't be at this recent low. My TP was literally at the opening of this bullish fair value gap because it was counter trend. What I was doing, it was super high risk. Um, but my TP was at this bullish fair value gap, the opening of it. However, price was moving so fast that when I manually closed it, like I ended up getting out down here. So it all really just depends. If the TP is too close, I'm not I'm not just going for the recent low. I'm gonna look for a little bit more follow through because I do typically like to get over a 1-to-1. I don't like 1-to-ones whatsoever. Or if the TP is too far away, or like if where I would usually place my TP is too far away, then I would look for like just a fixed ratio. Or I may just let it run and then just trail my stop until I get stopped out in profit somewhere. That makes
Got
sense.
you. Yeah.
I usually put my TP a few points from liquidity because that's happening to me too many times. So what I would say is if you're taking a trade and let's just say you're taking a bullish order block, right? And price is not getting to the high, like it's not reaching the high at all, then I would say maybe the area you marked out wasn't a great area. Because what we got to understand is if we are right about direction, then at the very least we should take out the recent high and or the recent low. Like at the very least is what we should be doing. I'm not looking for follow through for the rest of the day, um, and just trying to catch the beginning of a trend. But at the very least, if we are right about the direction of the market, we should be taking out at least the recent high and or the recent low. So if your order block or if your trades aren't getting there, I would say I would like show me some charts, bro. I would look at your setups or look at some of the trades you've taken, um, and I would look and see what we got going on. Or if you have one in particular in your mind that you can think of, let me know the pair and or the instrument you're trading. Let me know the time that it happened. I'll look at it on here with you right now, and I'll see what we got going on with that particular setup. See if it was a good one, or if it was just see if it was a good one and you just got unlucky, or maybe there were some things we could be doing better. So if you got one, bro, let me know. I'll look at it for you.
Hey, that now that you mentioned that, is that cool? Like, if I were to look up certain trade opportunities and just send it to you, tell me what you think about
You talking like just during the trading day? I mean, yeah, I'll give you my
it. Yeah,
opinion, but
yeah.
what I'll say is, you know, don't don't make me put doubt in your mind. That's what I would say. Like if you think it's a good setup, right, I'll give you my opinion on it because there are plenty of
Yeah.
setups that I take that people may not necessarily think is a good setup. But if you're believing in your mind that it's a good setup, then don't let me talk you out of it, right?
I feel you. I feel you.
So
I
I
just,
mean,
I'm not even going to be actually trading them because, like I said, I'm not even trading futures right now. I'm just kind of practicing in the time being. So when I do start getting involved with futures, I already have an understanding of what I'm doing. And I do have a pretty good understanding. Don't get me wrong. I'm not completely, um, blinded by how to trade this way. I just want to, I guess, gain more practice and just get your opinions. That's all.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll give you my opinion, of course. Um,
But and I agree with you. I'm definitely not, for the long run, I wouldn't want to be dependent on anyone. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So absolutely, I feel you.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I'll help y'all out as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? But like I said in plenty of videos, I just don't want a group of dependent traders, right? That's why I don't do signals. That's why I don't do live trading. Not saying that I'll never do it. Like every
Yeah,
now and then I may decide to do a live trading session or whatever, but I don't want to build a group of dependent people, right? Because that's how a lot of traders on YouTube, not saying that there's anything wrong with making money off of people, in their Discord, but like their goal is to keep people dependent on them so that they'll always get money off of them. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
what I want y'all to do is like if you want to stay in the Discord, like I mean y'all ain't paying right now, but let's say you were paying and you know, if you want to stay in the Discord, then great, stay in the Discord, right? But I don't want y'all to stay in the Discord because you feel like you need me. You feel what I'm saying? Like
right.
I want y'all to be able to do your own thing because at one point in time in the future, I may be like, bro, I'm done having the Discord. And I may just disappear off the face of the earth. Or I'm done being on YouTube and I may just disappear off the face of the earth. Right.
Yeah,
Now what the dependent people gonna do if they don't know how
right.
to trade? You feel me?
Yeah, no, that's great advice, man. That's super important, bro. That's super important for anybody who wants to trade um long term. So I agree with you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I feel like I just want to do questions at this point because I ain't gonna lie, this is boring me. I ain't gonna lie. Like back testing is boring, man. It's boring, but it's necessary. But I ain't trying to bore y'all with me.
Okay, so then can you show me an example then of higher time frame confluence before taking a lower time frame trade?
Yeah, let's see what we got. Let me see if I can find something. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, most of the trades I took this week, they ain't had no higher time frame confluence. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that how you mainly trade that way?
No, it was just the conditions. Um, this particular week, like if I go to the trades I took, I'm on NQ. Yeah, let's go to Monday. Look at that, y'all supposed to be in the premium, man. I do a webinar every week going over these trades, but I'll do it for y'all this one time. I'll do it for y'all this one time. But this is the trade I took on Monday. You go in replay mode. It's the one I went break even on. So if I go to the higher time frame, right? If I go to the higher time frame, the only thing I'm really seeing. Oh wait, I don't mess it up. If I go to the higher time frame, there's really nothing telling me to go short. There's nothing telling me to go short. There's nothing telling me to go long, right? The only thing I
What
have,
is this? The 1 hour?
yeah, this is the 1 hour chart. If I go to the 1 hour, I'm not seeing nothing. Let me go.
Nothing. So you're not seeing nothing that tells you to go long here?
Yeah, no, well, nothing's telling me to go long based on how I trade, right? Now, if you're a higher time frame trader, right, you may see this as a breakout, and you may be looking for like I don't know, maybe a retracement back to this area or whatever, looking for like a little break in retest or whatever. to go continue to the upside. But as a scalper, right, because I'm a scalper, nothing is telling me to go long because we already been pushing up for an extended period of time. So on a lower time frame, I'm gonna be expecting some sort of pullback, right? Or that's what I'm going to be anticipating. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So as a scalper, I see nothing, right? And based on how I trade, I see nothing. I ain't saying that there's no setup there. I'm saying based on how I trade and my rules and what I'm looking for, I see nothing for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I see nothing on the 1 hour. We can jump to the 4 hour and see what we got on the 4 hour. I see nothing, right? I see we got a failed little small little baby order blocks in right here, but that failed. So that ain't telling me nothing, right? We're not into this fair value gap sitting up here. So I still got nothing to go on off of the higher time frame. Even if I go to the daily, right? I go to the daily, I got a little something, right? Because now we're in a daily bearish fair value gap with a MSS, right? So that's telling me a little something, but at the end of the day, who knows how long it's going to take for that to play out on a lower time frame because this is a daily PD array. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I see we're in a daily bearish PD array, right? But I'm not really going to take that into consideration because, like I said, it can take too long. So I'm just going off of, at this point, what I'm seeing on the lower time frame. And so what I see on the lower time frame is we're pushing up for an extended period of time. We've been pushing up for an extended period of time, right? Obviously, I'm not looking to buy whatsoever because we are super high on a lower time frame. So all I'm going to do at this point is, okay, let me drop down to like the 1 minute and see if we can find a bearish PD array that I can trade off of, right? I'm gonna be looking for, either a bearish order block or I'm gonna be looking for, an ICT 2022 model. Like I'm gonna be looking for some type of setup I can take to go the other way. So if I play this out a little bit, let me go back up to 10x. Let me zoom in. I know you said at least not trading London session. Why did you stop? Bro, is there any way to put on like sounds when people drop a message in the chat, bro? But I
Good
stopped
question.
trading London session not because it's not good. I stopped trading London session because I'm in this combine, right? And I don't want to be taking too many trades in the combine. So I'll speak on that just after I speak on this particular setup. But like I said, y'all, we see we've been pushing up for an extended period of time, an AM session. So I'm like, okay, let me just see if I can find, an entry to get in on a potential pullback. So if I play this out, right, we get a sweep of this little internal high, only 1 minute. And then if I play it out a little bit more, we get a market structure shift here, right? So we get a sweep of liquidity. Let me mark this up. Sweep of liquidity, right? Get a market structure shift. So at this point in time, I'm like, okay, this could be the place where they're looking to start going the other way. So I set my limit order, my sell limit up here at consequent encroachment. Why did I do it at consequent encroachment of the fair value gap? By the way, consequent encroachment is just the 50% mark of a fair value gap and or order block. All you have to do to get that on your rectangles is just double click and then add the middle line. Okay, but I entered that consequent encroachment just because it fits my risk profile. So with this $100,000 combine, I'm not looking to risk more than $250 per trade and $500 per day. So if I would have had it down here, you know, it's $20 per point on NQ. So this would have had me at over $300 being risked. So I just did that consequent encroachment, which got me a little bit over $200. But this is a valid setup, sweep of liquidity, market structure shift, fair value gap, displacement through that low as well. So this is a valid setup. I enter that consequent encroachment and I mean, it just failed. And why is this thing being laggy now? Bruh, here we go. But all right, now it's caught up with me. So I entered that consequent encroachment. We got tagged in here. I actually went break even at the break of this low, on this little internal low sitting right here with this white line. And the only reason I did that is because I saw we rejected it, number one, and two, my first TP was like we got like what we got like 2 points away from my TP, and so I wasn't willing at that point to let this come back and be a loser. Um, so well, that was my first break even point, that recent low. My TP was actually aiming to target this low, and this was like a 1 minute fair value gap, but there was also like a 5 minute and 15 minute fair value gap that lined up with this as well. So that was my ultimate target. Um, but yeah, we ended up getting stopped out, at break even on this particular trade. But this particular week, there was really no higher time frame confluence to be had, on the lower time frame. So all I had to go off of was the lower time frame. So does that answer your question, bro?
Yeah.
You sure? Or are you just saying yeah because you don't want?
No, I mean that looks like you got a what do you call it? You got a liquidity grab there. You got to break the structure or the block fair value gap. I mean that's a great setup.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get higher time frame confluence every day. That's what I tell people. So higher time frame confluence is nice, but it doesn't happen all the time. That's kind of like, you know, wishful thinking to think that every day you're gonna have higher time frame confluence. Sometimes all you're gonna have to go off of is the lower time frame. But to answer your question, Cortez, I'm not trading London session currently. Um, just because what I'm trading with futures is, typically indices, um, oil, and then every now and then I may look at gold, but I'm not trading London session specifically with this combine because I'm not trying to give myself too many, trades to take in a day, right? And I want to make sure I have enough margin on my end to take two trades in New York session. So there's nothing wrong with London session whatsoever. It's just right now, since I'm doing this combine and since I got these rules to follow with Top Step, um, I'm only sticking to one session. But there's nothing wrong with London session at all. I still like London
You pay
session.
you pay monthly for Top Step.
Yeah, you got to pay monthly for Top Step, but I plan on not paying that monthly fee because I plan on passing this thing within the first month. I think that's
Also,
everything.
you don't have to pay the monthly fee no more.
Nah, once you pass, you don't have to pay the monthly fee anymore. You just have to pay the one-time activation fee for your account. Once you pass for your like funded account, you have to pay that one-time activation fee of I think 149. Um, and then you ain't got to worry about a monthly fee anymore.
Also, there's no time limit to pass that.
No, there's no time
So
limit.
if it's months and you pay 6 months, and once you do that and you pass, you no longer pay monthly, now you pay the one-time activation fee, and is your account.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not bad. I thought it was like lifetime monthly fee just to even have the account.
No, 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 no. That's what I like about Top Step. The reason why I didn't go with any other prop firm, like I know a lot of people use Apex, I know some people use Trade Day. I typically, well, I didn't like Apex, number one because their payout rules are crazy, um, and I didn't like Trade Day because they only let you have one funded account with them, right? So you can't have multiple accounts, um, and I wanted to have multiple accounts because I'm trying to run up this bag in 2024. Like we don't got time for one account. Then I gotta, in order for you to have another account with Trade Day, you would have to close the current one you're with. Like, so let's say you started with a $50,000 funded account. You would have to close that funded account and then start a new challenge. So you would lose access to the 50K one. And then if you don't pass the new challenge, now you got no funded accounts. So that's why I didn't like Trade Day. But Top Step lets you have up to three. Their highest account size is 150. So, you can have three $150,000 accounts with Top Step. So a total of $450,000. Um,
Okay.
and I'm going for the 100K one right now, currently. Um, here's my stats. You know, basic week, not an amazing week, but it was a decent week. You know, $600 profit for the week. Had that one loss on Thursday, and then had that dub on Friday. And I like Top Step for doing this too, so can't nobody say I'm capped when I go on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's tracking everything, and so everybody will be able to see, you know, how much I made, my best day, my worst day, my average winning day, average losing day. They'll be able to see my, you know, profitability per trade, my risk to reward ratio. They'll be able to see all the trades. You know what I'm saying? So can't nobody be able to say that I'm capped when I go on YouTube.
Are they like two phases like firms, or are they just one phase?
Nah, it's one phase. You pass the first. You pass. You do all these objectives, right? You reach the profit target of 6K. Um, you get the funded account.
That's what's up, man.
Very simple. Very simple. Let me go over. I guess I'll just go over all my trades for this week, and then we can kind of wrap this up.
You always trade on a 1 minute?
No, I don't always trade on the 1 minute. It's just this week. That's kind of how it all worked out. Typically when I'm trading fair value gaps, I will drop down to the 1 minute because I'm trying to get like a crazy entry. Sometimes when you're on the 5 minute, like your fair value gaps can get super big. And then it just wouldn't make sense to, you know, enter on a huge fair value gap. Like my
And that
dad,
1 minute,
yeah,
that 1 minute is scary, bro. It's scary.
I know a lot of people don't like it, man, but you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you be like, you could be you could be right on the 1 minute, but it'll still stop you out and then go right back in direction, man.
Yeah. I mean that definitely sucks, but like I said, I'm a very impatient person, bro. I'm very impatient. Like I can't do what you do. I can't swing trade, man. I will lose my mind. Like I can't do it. Like you can see with this trade I took on Friday, I was only in there for 2 minutes and 50 seconds and made $815. You know what I'm saying? Like
Which
that's
for
what I
me, the swing trade. I'm sorry, what?
I'm just saying that's what I want. I like to be in and out. I don't like to be in there too long.
Yeah, I feel you, man. For me though, with the swing trade, it's only worth it if it's at least 100, 200K, 300K. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because with a 1%, I mean that's good money. You know what I'm saying? You make 2%, that's good money. You know what I mean? Like if it was like a small count, swing trading would drive me crazy. Cause then it's like, I'm trying to see $5, $4, $3 profit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not
Yeah.
gonna do it for me. But if I'm seeing, 100, 500, 600, I'm I'm good. Cause one thing I learned, because I'm trying to balance out what you doing and with the swinging, because both work for me. I like having that relaxing way of trading, where I know like my TP might get hit tomorrow, but it'll get there because market structure on the higher time frame is respected way more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
whole lot
So
better. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like you the win rate is a lot better and everything of that nature. With the scalping, it could be like real nerve wracking sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like you like yeah, you on edge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's
So
not for
you
everybody.
know, yeah. So it's one of them things where I'm trying to find that balance where I want to scout, but I don't want to feel like once I'm in the trade, whatever, it's whatever. I'm gonna live with the consequences, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm trying to get at with the balance, man. Because it's definitely you know it's beneficial to be able to make that quick money too. So
Yeah. I mean, you only get that you only kind of get that piece once you realize that you can't control it on a lower time frame any more than you can control it on a higher time frame. So, like
yeah.
I know a lot of people feel like, on a higher time frame I'm safer, but like at the end of the day, we don't know what price is going to do. Like we don't know what it's going to do. So we just gotta accept what we're risking. Like every trade, obviously you should know how much you're risking, which I'm sure you know how much you're risking every trade. But like
Hmm.
once you know it, like there's a difference between knowing it and accepting it. Like some people will know how much they're risking, but they won't accept the risk, right? You gotta be like, okay, I'm risking $300 on this trade. If it loses, who cares, right? You kind of gotta
Yeah.
like view the money in your trading account as it's not even yours. Like it's not there anymore. Like you can't even use it anyway. Like it's not in your bank account anymore. So technically the
Right.
money is already lost technically. So kind of just view the money as it being lost already, right? Like I speak on when you're in a trade regarding the clouds, right? I got that from the Bible. It's in Ecclesiastes chapter 11, I believe. They're talking about he who observes the wind when I sow, he who regards the clouds when I reap, right? And reaping I view as profiting from a trade. So the Bible says clearly that if you regard the clouds, you're not going to reap. So that's speaking to while we're in a trade. And regarding the clouds while we're in a trade looks like, you know, I'm in a trade, but the fluctuations in price are freaking me out. Let me go ahead and close the trade while I'm in a little bit of profit. Well, that sounds good for the time being until you have a loss on another day. And now that loss has completely wiped out that small win you had um, from, oh, I'm just going to close it real quick because I'm scared it's going to lose, right? Or how many times have you closed a trade while you're in a little bit of drawdown, right? You're in a little bit of drawdown. I'm just going to go ahead and close the trade, man. I don't want it to hit my full stop loss. I don't want to do none of that. So I'm just going to close it real quick and let's have a small loss. Well, small losses add up very quickly when you're trading. And
Mm-hmm.
then the worst case is when you close a trade because, oh, I'm in drawdown. I've been in drawdown too long. Let me just go ahead and close it. And then as soon as you close it, it seems like the market knows when you close your order and then it just shoots immediately to your take profit. And you like, wait a second, bro. How did it just do that? And it's because you're regarding the clouds. You're essentially talking yourself out of your trade, right? Like, oh man, I see this going against me, so let me just go ahead and get out because I know what this looks like. And the problem is we just know what losing looks like too much as people in general. So it's easy for us to talk ourselves out of winning. Like with this particular trade, let me go here. This particular trade was a loser, right? It was a loser. But um why did I close it early? Right? I'm not against closing trades early completely. But don't close trades early just because you're uncomfortable with the feelings that you're feeling in the trade. You get what I'm saying? Close
Mm-hmm.
trades based on logical reasons. Don't close trades based on emotional reasons. So this particular trade, I saw a couple of things. I ain't gonna go in replay mode, but I saw a couple of things. Number one, this up here was a 5 minute fair value gap that I saw we started to respect. We get that same thing as that first trade on Monday, right? We get a sweep of liquidity, market structure shift, fair value gap, um, very simple entry, and I just got stopped out. But I closed it on this. Let me just go in replay mode and make it easier to see. The candle I closed it on, it wasn't on none of these candles. I closed it on this bullish candle right before this last candle that took out my stop loss. And the only reason I did that was because that was a strong bullish candle. Like there was no selling in this candle whatsoever. It was only bullish momentum in that candle. So that told me logically, hey, this trade ain't gonna work out. Plus, this order block in right here was low key my last line of defense. And once it closed above consequent encroachment of this order block, with strong, bullishness in it, I was like, yeah, this trade is a wrap. So I ended up closing it and saving myself a couple of points. But when it comes to controlling your emotions while you're trading, it really just comes down to number one, recognizing you can't control it either way. And number two, recognizing that in order to win as a trader, you have to be willing to lose. And that's in life in general, right? There can't be an NBA championship without one side walking away a loser. You get what I'm saying? So in order to win, you gotta be willing to lose, bro. So losing is a part of the game. The game is though to make sure that your losses are smaller than your winners, right? Which is why I target opposing liquidity, which is why I target that recent high and that recent low, because typically when I do that, what I'm risking is always going to be smaller than what I tend to make. So that's why I focus on trading psychology so much, because the difference between a profitable trader and an unprofitable trader is not their account balance, it's not their strategy that they're using. Every strategy works. It's just your psychology. The psychology is the main differentiator between a profitable trader and an unprofitable trader. Hence why I made that video on the psychology of a profitable trader, right? Profitable traders, they play to win. Unprofitable traders play not to lose. That's what it boils down to. There's a difference between playing to win and playing not to lose, right? Playing not to lose, you're defensive when you're with your money. Playing to win puts you on the offensive with your money. Um, the reason why a lot of people are unprofitable or inconsistent, right, and I put myself in this category as well, is because too many times we get on the defensive when it comes to our money. We get on the defensive when it comes to our trading account. But we've got to start getting on the offensive, start looking for opportunities to deploy our money into these trades, right? Too many times we looking at trade setups and now we start looking at all these different time frames trying to figure out, okay, is there anything going against me? And it's like, well, if you're looking for it, of course you're gonna find something to go against you. So
Yeah.
be on the offensive more than you're on the defensive, right? The teams that typically win football games, basketball games, they're on the offensive the entire night. So start going on the offensive and get off of the defensive. Stop looking to protect your money and start looking to deploy your money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Y'all got any more questions, man? Because I ain't gonna.
Yeah, I got one more question for you. You said you trade US 30, you trade NAS, you trade S&P, right?
Yeah, I trade NAS, S&P, US 30, all of that.
So especially NAS and S&P. So when you see um similar setups, because you're looking at all of that, right? When you're trading,
Yeah, I'm looking at all of them. Yeah.
if you see a similar setup between NAS and S&P, sometimes even US 30, like which one are you taking? Or are you taking them all?
Oh, I'm not taking them all. No, 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 no. I ain't taking
So
them
which
all.
one are you taking?
So that would be a situation in which I would look to the higher time frame to see, is there anything, right? Is there anything I can even think to, help me make a decision between these three pairs, right? If there's nothing on the higher time frame, then I'm gonna look and see, do we got SMT divergence maybe on a smaller time frame, right? So y'all know about SMT divergence?
I do know what you're talking about, but I'm not very educated on it.
Okay. Let me go to my trade on Friday. Let me go to my trade on Friday and show y'all what I'm talking about. Let me get out of replay mode. So SMT divergence, some people say it stands for smart money techniques. Some people say it stands for smart money trap. Who cares what it stands for? We just need to know how to use it, bro. So SMT divergence is just when you have, so this is a bullish example. So you have one correlating pair making a higher high, but then you have another, I mean, not a higher high, a higher low, but you have another correlating pair making a lower low. So in this situation, it would be, let's just call this NAS and this the S&P. So if, so this is how we trade it, okay? You got a higher low here, and then we got this one making a lower low, right? That is S&T divergence, because since we are trading correlating pairs, they typically, or they're supposed to, quote unquote, supposed to move the exact same way. So what this is showing us is that one of these is stronger and one of these is weaker. The one that's stronger is the one that's making the higher low, and the one that's weaker is the one that's making a lower low. So when it comes to bullish setups, right, you're going to want to take the one that is stronger. So when it comes to bullish S&T, you're going to take the one that's making the higher low, not the lower low. And I know that sounds counterintuitive because you're like, well, isn't the one that's making the lower low sweeping liquidity? Yeah, but also we got to think about it from a trader mindset as well. Are we taught to buy? Are we taught to buy in markets that are trending upward, or that are trending upward, meaning they're making higher highs and higher lows? Or are we taught to buy in markets that are making lower highs and lower lows? We're taught to buy in higher highs and higher lows, right? So
Mhm.
bullish SMT, you're taking the one that's making a higher low. Bearish SMT is when you have one pair making a lower low, bruh. But then you got another pair making a higher low, excuse me, but then you got another pair making a higher high, right? So And this is what we had on Friday, right? So we got one pair making a higher low, another pair making a higher high, right? So correlating pairs, for those of you guys that don't know, NAS and S&P. Some people like to throw the Dow in there, but I found that it works better with the NAS and the S&P. And then when it comes to Forex pairs, if you're still trading Forex, you got EU and GU. Okay, those two pairs are the ones that I feel like work the best for indices and Forex pairs, but y'all can do your own research and do that. But for this particular setup on Friday, let me delete this. This is NQ, so this is the NASDAQ, okay? You got to be paying attention because most people would miss this happening, right? Most people wouldn't even see this. But if we look, this is the 1 minute chart, by the way. If we look, we're making lower highs, right? We're making lower highs. But if I were to go to ES, which is the S&P, go to that same time frame, we're making higher highs. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Making higher highs. So this is another one where we had no higher time frame confluence. Let me go back to NQ. We had no higher time frame confluence, and this was very risky because we didn't take out liquidity at all. Like typically, if I'm looking to go counter trend and go against what the market is doing, I'm looking for some type of liquidity to be taken, right? But typically what I would be waiting on is for yesterday's high to be taken out. Well, if y'all can see, we didn't take out yesterday's high at all, right? Yesterday's high is still intact. We didn't even take out this internal high sitting right here. So we essentially got, relative equal highs sitting up here. But I saw the SMT divergence only 1 minute chart, and I was like, okay, let me see if I can just find me a setup. And so I ended up taking a inverse fair value gap. So an inverse fair value gap, guys, is just a fair value gap that failed. All right. So we see we got a very clear bullish fair value gap here. Price didn't respect it. It broke through. It came back to retest this inverse fair value gap. And that's where I entered stop above the high. Like I said, my TP was originally right here, but price is moving so fast and I didn't end up getting out until down here. So when it comes to your question of how do you choose between NAS, S&P, or the Dow when it comes to they all have the same type of setups, I'm looking for a higher time frame. If the higher time frame doesn't have nothing, is there S&T divergence? If there's no S&T divergence, then I'm looking for which one seems to be stronger. And the only way I get to see which one seems to be stronger is which one has displacement through the high and or low if you're trading an order block and or fair value gap. Do you know what displacement is?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So just in case you don't know, Cortez, displacement is just an energetic move to the up and or downside, right? Depending on what you're trading. So this right here, let me delete this. This whole move right here is displacement, right? That's displacement. Something that wouldn't be considered displacement is like this right here. Like this little area. Let me delete some of this stuff, bro. Like this break right here, the break to the upside here, that wasn't really displacement through that high. Why? Because yeah, we break it, but then we immediately start coming back into the range, which is why you can see this order block that was sitting right here didn't hold up. Why? Because we didn't really displace through that high. So when it comes to choosing setups, choose the one that has S&T divergence or choose the ones that have displacement, like strong displacement. And you'll be able to tell what displacement is because it's clear as day. Like this huge candle, that's displacement to the upside, right? So I'm choosing which one is stronger and or weaker in those particular cases. If that doesn't help me, then I'm just going to choose my favorite one. I'm just going to choose whichever one I like the most and live with the results. Right? There are plenty of times where both NAS and the S&P had setups, the same type setups. There was no differentiators between them. I chose one worked, the other one didn't, and it's just you're gonna have to live with that, unfortunately. What's included in the pay Discord? I like the way you break things down. I want to do it one on one, but I want to get a clear understanding of the strategy so I can have questions. In the pay Discord, you get a weekly webinar. So like essentially what y'all got right now, like what y'all having right now. I do this on a weekly basis where I break down my setups for the week. I go over a particular like topic in trading or concept in trading, and I just take, you know, I just take questions at the end of it. Um, whether people have questions, well, I'm saying people, like I got a lot of people in there. There's only one premium guy, bro. Like don't think I got a lot of people in the premium thing. There's only one premium guy, but if you got a question or like chart examples, um, I'll pull them up and kind of help you as much as I can. So basically, essentially, what's taking place right now, but you also get access to more educational videos. Like I have a premium member education channel. I don't think you guys can see that though. Like I don't think you guys can even see that as an option, but I do have one. Um, and I also have I also upload like my trade recordings um in a different channel as well that they get access to. So y'all just see the results. The premium people get to see like the process, right? So I record all of my trades except for the one yesterday, unfortunately. But I record all of my trades. I just started that this year. I record them. I drop the recording in the Discord, so people can see essentially how I think through things in real time. And see how I handle emotions in real time. Because obviously, when you're looking back at setups and seeing how everything played out, it's very easy to be like, "Oh yeah, I would have did this. I would have done that. I would have done this." But it's like in real time, right? It's hard to tell what you would do. So I like to record myself so people can see how I like to handle and manage trades um, in real time. So that's all that's included. More educational videos, webinar every week. Um, and the thing I say, like you get exclusive access to me, but I really only put that in there anticipating, you know, for in the future when, if this Discord decides to blow up, right? Obviously, if there's hundreds of people in here, I'm not gonna be able to respond to every single person in the Discord, or every single DM I get. So y'all would be surprised just how many people reach out to you when you got less than 1,000 subscribers, bro. I got less than 1,000 subscribers. I am nowhere near, you know, what people would consider a big time trading YouTuber, but I have people DMing me every day, commenting every day, wanting to have a conversation. Like, and it's cool. Like, I like to have conversations with people, but the problem is when everyone wants to have a conversation, like it takes too much time. So that's really why I made a Discord, because it's like I'm closing my Instagram, bro. I ain't about to be responding to too many people in Instagram no more, because people will watch a video, they'll add you on Instagram, and then they'll just start, trying to chat it up with you. And it's like, bro, if you want to really chat with me, join a Discord, right? Or do whatever you gotta do. But I can't respond to everybody. That's why I created it. So more educational videos, webinar every week, access to my trade recordings, um, and that's about it for right now. Right? I don't care if you pay or not. Um, I don't care if you guys are free members or not. I feel like everyone deserves some value, which is why I do things like this. Because just because you're free in here, I don't want you guys to think that I'm not doing nothing for you. Like I want to do something for my free people as well. It's just the premium people just get a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That's really all it is. So if y'all ain't got no more questions, man, we can go ahead and end this right here, bro. I don't want to be talking y'all head off all day. Um, y'all think this was valuable, bro? This actually valuable and helpful? Like, don't lie to me. Just be like, yo, Chris, this was actually helpful, or be like, yo, Chris, bro, this was a waste of time.
No, this was definitely not a waste of time. This is for me, it's always good because especially to be honest with you, I like the fact that it's not. I mean, we're not a lot of people, but you know, I the smaller classroom setting thing for me works better for me as opposed to being in a group of thousands of people.
Yeah,
I feel like I get more bang for I get to have more of a personable experience, and I like that. So, and it keeps how can I put it, like when uh you feed things into your mind of forex, it keeps me on point, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I like to have these kind of conversations. There's not a lot of people around me that I do have these kind of conversations about. So these things I like it, bro. Regardless if it was a little bit of back testing or Q&A, it just keeps forex a part of me. You know what I'm saying? And having someone to talk about those things with is always good for me, man. So I definitely appreciate it. I I appreciate you taking out the time to do this. So
for sure.
I thank you. I respect it. You just starting off. I seen your channel. I like how you humble. You come across, and especially bringing God into the situation. I think it's dope. Um,
For sure.
So hey, bro, listen, man, I respect it, man. It don't matter to me. It can never be a waste of time, bro. So it is what it is, but I appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all joining, believing, you feel me? When you start now, it's very easy to be like, man, nobody want to do this. Nobody want to look at you. Nobody want to see what you got going on. But, having y'all join, I definitely appreciate it. Y'all some of the OGs, man. So if this thing does take off in the future, I'm definitely going to remember y'all. My boy LQ, my boy Cortez. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all ain't got no more questions, man, this has been recorded, by the way. I kind of started the recording a little bit late. I think I was only late by like 5 minutes, but I recorded most of this. I'm gonna drop it in the special events channel. So if y'all ever want to come back to it and rewatch, some of the things we talked about or went over, then y'all can definitely do that. But if y'all don't have any more questions, man, I can go ahead and end this. Let me check my chat for my boy Cortez. Make sure you don't got nothing. All right, but yeah, I appreciate that you enjoyed it, man. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I'm glad it was helpful. Y'all would not believe how much I question myself, even like on YouTube. Like, bro, did I even explain that correctly? Did I do this or not correctly? But did I explain that, well enough for other people to understand it? I always want to make sure that you guys are
I
clear on
think
what I'm teaching.
I think that's a normal thing, bro. I think we all go through that. You know what I'm saying? I think we are our worst enemy. You know what I mean? We are our worst critic. You know what I'm saying? So, from the inside looking out, you know what I'm saying? We criticize ourselves. But for me looking out, looking into what you're doing, bro, you trust me, bro, you good, man. You good, bro. It's definitely needed, bro. I give you that, bro. And people listening, people definitely listen, bro.
I appreciate that, bro. For real, for real. But y'all
Oh,
sure you ain't got no more questions, man?
that's it, baby. Appreciate you.
All right, man, for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and get
You
off of
to
here,
you, brother.
man.
Have the rest of a good weekend, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all as well. I'm gonna catch y'all on Tuesday, ready to make some more money, man.
All right, bro. Later.
All right, y'all.